Welcome back, folks. It is time for the starting 11 prediction for Wednesday's trip to St Mirren. But before we get started tonight, a couple of things to run through first. A few people have been asking in the comments recently, where did they get the new canvases? That was over at Celtic Canvas Art. Check their website out. We've got a lot of brilliant stuff on there, wall vinyls, canvases, even roller blinds, so check out the whole range over there. If you use the discount code FANSTV, you can get 10% off as well. And before we get into the build up for St Mirren, please don't forget to like the video. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Don't forget this is YouTube. Subscribing is free. All you need to do is log in and press that red subscribe button below. And if you click the wee bell next to it, you'll get notified when we upload all the new videos as well. So to Wednesday's game then, I managed to get 11 out of 11 on Sunday's starting 11 prediction. That was about the best thing that happened in relation to that Kilmarnock game though. I'm still so disappointed with the performance on Sunday. We just didn't look like a team who had any urgency. I mean, it's become a cliche, a lack of urgency, but I can't think of a better way to sum it up. We look devoid of ideas going forward. We really struggled to create chances. We've seen it so many times on those plastic pitches, but the plastic pitch is not an excuse, and it doesn't excuse the below par performance that we've seen for the team. So we've got to be much better. It's good that we've got a game so soon after. 3 days later, we've got to just put that to bed now, and we've got to go on a run. The pressure this season is going to be huge. We have dropped points in the second game. We know it's going to be a long season. That's fine, but we need to put runs together. We've seen it last season when we had bad results. We did go and put long runs of wins together, and that's what we have to do this season, because that's what it's going to come down to. The most consistent team over the 38 games will win the title. It's not any different to any other season. The pressure might feel different because we're going for 10 in a row, but we've got to put a consistent run of wins together, and we can't have too many performances like Sunday. St Mirren, they were obviously at Ibrox on Sunday. They lost 3-0. They started the season with a 1-0 victory over Livingston. So 1 win, 1 defeat for them. Very similar to Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock have shown them the blueprint. Small pitch at St Mirren. They will defend deep. They'll probably camp on the 18-yard line. Banks of 4. They'll make it difficult for us, but we have to find ways to break them down much better than we did on Sunday. The 3 meetings last season finished 2-0, 2-1 and 5-0. The only away trip we had was that 2-1 victory on Boxing Day. That game should have been a lot more comfortable than it was. We can't take anything for granted in this game. We've got to bring a high level performance, and I expect to see a reaction for the team after Sunday. So we'll start in goals. Vasilis Barkas, good to see him get a start on Sunday, make his debut. We can't judge him because he didn't have a save to make. Kilmarnock, for all they done well, they defended well, they were set up and organised brilliantly. The goal they did get on Sunday came for a very poor defensive mistake on behalf of Julian. We talked about that at length in the reaction video on Sunday. So he didn't have too many saves to make. He collected some crosses. He played a couple of passes. He looks decent on the ball. Hopefully as the weeks go by, we'll get to learn more about him. He's going to be tested, certainly in terms of shot stopping. So I think he'll keep his place. At right back, I think from the first game against Hamilton, where the fullbacks were brilliant, the fullbacks were very poor. Kind of like the whole team on Sunday at Kilmarnock. I do expect El Ahmed to maybe come in at right back. I think El Ahmed gives us something different. I know Frimpong's been brilliant and he's fantastic going forward, but he is still very young. He's not played a lot of games for Celtic. Now I know El Ahmed hasn't played a lot of games for us either, but El Ahmed is an aggressive defender. He's a warrior, and I think we don't have enough of that back there. When we come on to talking about Julian and I at centre half, I think El Ahmed gives us a bit more defensive solidity. We can deal with a physical threat up front better when El Ahmed is in there, and he allows us to kind of drop into a 3. Maybe when we've got the ball we can go to a 3. He can come in 1. Taylor can maybe push up to a wing back, and Forrest can be the wing back on the right hand side. I think El Ahmed will start. It gives us that versatility with formation as well. I know a lot of people want to see us go back to 3-5-2, but obviously we've got problems up front that we can come to. Centre half, Julian and Aya, we don't need to say any more than we've already said about Sunday's performance. They were very poor. Julian in particular with the goal. 2 or 3 really poor errors he made in that one sequence of play. I think they both look comfortable on the ball. I think they like bringing it out, they like playing passes, but when faced with a physical presence, they don't seem to relish that, and we need a defender in there that can deal with that, because as I say, we're going to go to so many away venues this season. Most of them will be without fans, certainly in the first half of the season. Small pitches, and they're going to have big guys up front, and they know how to get at Julian and Aya, so we've got to address that. Left hand side, Greg Taylor, again, poor on Sunday. I expect him to keep his place though. Bolly did come on late in the game, but I fully expect Taylor to keep his place, provided he's fit. I know he's nursing that ankle knock from the friendly against Ross County, but if he's fit, he'll start. I don't expect Bolly to start. Into midfield, this is a big one. Scott Brown wasn't brilliant in the first week. Some people said. I don't think he was very good yesterday, but that goes for the whole team. I do expect him to keep his place. He's the captain, and we need him to drive us on. We need that leadership. But Callum McGregor will play alongside him. It's that position in front where a lot of the supporters want to see Olivier Ntcham. I don't think we will see him. Now, that's not because he maybe doesn't deserve a place. I don't think he's as natural number 10 as Ryan Christie is. Christie did get a goal at the weekend. It was a great strike. Okay, his all-round performance wasn't good, as it was for the rest of the team. But Christie, 19 goals last season. I think Neil Lennon likes what he brings going forward. And Cham came on again with 10 minutes to go yesterday, so I don't think there's any signs there that Neil Lennon is going to put him in. He obviously had that nightmare at St Mirren a season or two ago as well, but that doesn't really hold any sway now. But I just don't think Neil Lennon is going to put him in from the start, rightly or wrongly. I think Christie will keep his place. On the right hand side, James Forrest, who I was so disappointed in on Sunday at Kilmarnock. I made a comment in the first starting 11 prediction this season saying that James Forrest split opinion. Now, I didn't say my opinion on him. I didn't say that it was right or wrong that he splits opinion, but he does split opinion, and I'll tell you why. Because that kind of performance on Sunday is not good enough. James Forrest is a senior player now. He's a creative player. We've seen his goals and his assist tally in the past few seasons be much, much better. But in their games, he has to make a difference. And that, yes, that goes for the rest of the attacking players. Edouard makes the difference every other week. So we can't pin too much of the blame on him. He didn't get any service. We didn't create any chances on Sunday. El Yunusi was very poor as well, who I'll come to on the left-hand side. But James Forrest is a senior player in this team now. He's not a young boy, and he has to take the responsibility and open up these games for us. He had one opportunity in the second half. I talked about it in the reaction video where we finally got the other side of Kilmarnock. He got in behind the fullback. It was one of the few times in the whole game where Kilmarnock weren't penned in their positions. He got in behind, and by the time he got to the 18-yard box, he didn't know whether to cross, shoot. I think he played a pass back inside and it petered out. He also had that one right in the last minute where the cross came into him. It looked as if he could get a shot away and his legs just fell to pieces. Okay, I know some of the guys, Forrest included, maybe aren't up to full match speed yet, but I tell you, he's got to put in a lot better performances than that, and that is why he splits opinion. And you cannot argue about why he splits opinion, he just does, and performances like that are why. El Yunusi on the left hand side. I've raved about El Yunusi before. I was delighted that we got him back. He struggled last season with injury, there's no doubt about that. I think I said before, all the way through pre-season, that he was impressing me. If we can keep him fit, he'll be a huge player for us. Again, I know there's extenuating circumstances with Sunday's game. You can talk about them all day long. The pitch, Kilmarnock's defending, all of that. But El Yunusi is a big player. He's on loan for Southampton. He will be on big money. He's another one that's got to make a difference. These guys need to make a difference in these games. As I said, the pressure is huge this season. Teams are going to be out to get us even more than they usually are. They're going to be out to stop us. They're going to defend deep. They're going to stay in. They're not going to be embarrassed about it. They're going to defend deep. They're going to stay in low blocks. They're going to try and stifle us the whole game. We're going to see it week in and week out. We've got to find ways to unlock that. And El Yunusi's performance, like Forrest on the other side, wasn't good enough on Sunday. I expect to see a reaction from him as well. Up top, I fully expect Edouard to continue. I've talked about the formation when I was discussing the defence. I would like to see us go back to 3-5-2 as well, because it did work really, really well at the back end of last season. But the problem up front is we can't rely on Lee Griffiths right now, whether it's fitness or off the field problems. He can't be relied upon. That's why he's not been available. So we've only got Klimala. I don't think Klimala is quite ready to start week in and week out, even if it's alongside Edouard. I know Edouard has the ability to make players round about him much better, but I don't think Klimala is in a position where he can be starting week in and week out. Bio's gone. That leaves us with just Edouard and Klimala. As I say, don't know what's happening with Griffiths. Nobody knows what's happening. So until he can be relied upon, we can't count on him. So we need another striker in there. I know it looks like a Yeti's in Glasgow to complete his loan move. That is good for us. But I do think Edouard will continue up front on his own. I don't think we'll go to 3-5-2. I know I've said with El Ahmed coming in at right back, when we've got the ball, we can maybe slide into a 3. El Yunusi can go and join Edouard and we can play in that 3-5-2 shape. So maybe that's what will happen on Wednesday night. But I don't think we've got enough there to play 2 up front from the start, particularly because if Griffiths isn't available, it means we've got nothing on the bench. Hopefully a Yeti comes in, he can make an impact as well. We really need support up there. Edouard, you've seen it on Sunday. We know that he's brilliant at times. He likes to come deep and get on the ball. So difficult for him though against packed defences like that. When he's coming deep to try and make something happen, and then we couldn't get in the box. We couldn't create any chances in Kilmarnock's penalty area. I think he maybe 3 or 4 touches in their box across the whole game on Sunday. So we've got to get more service to him. We've got to link up a lot better. We've got to take risks. That was a big thing for Sunday. Nobody took a risk. There wasn't enough penetrative passes. There wasn't enough wingers trying to dribble past fullbacks. Go at players, bring them out of position. That's the only way you can break down the defences, because when they're well organised, they're happy to just stay in their positions all day. And if you don't try and penetrate, you don't try and commit people, then you can play for 95 minutes and no score a goal. And that's basically what happened. I know we did get a goal on Sunday, but listen, we could still be playing the now and we still wouldn't have created any chances. We've got to be much, much better. This was probably a long starting 11 prediction. I've ranted on, but that's a team that I think will start on Wednesday. Like the video, comment your own thoughts below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back after the game on Wednesday with a live full-time reaction as usual. Cheers.